For years and years, I was struggling to figure this out, and it's through a mentor I learned the secret in launching raises.com and helping hundreds of people through that company, prepare their offerings and raise millions of dollars. And the mental trick and a way of looking at it is as follows. Instead of building a business that you have to roll uphill, like push uphill. So imagine somebody pushing a giant boulder and they're pushing it up a hill. Instead of doing that, why not create something that you have to push downhill, like a boulder you have to roll downhill? Instead of doing something that is based on convincing and marketing people to do things and pushing and harassing people to do things, like look at my pitch deck, please look at my NDA, look at my pitch deck, instead of you having to go out and beg people to get money from. What if you just had so many people asking you for a part of the deal and you had to push them away? There's actually a way to do this, and it starts with the way of thinking about it. And the issue is that many people, they hear the word thinking about it and they think it's all shallow, but this is very important, and this will make it so that people are begging to put money into you instead of you having to chase them. And it all starts with balancing and viewing it like this. So many people are in two extremes. One, you're looking to raise money, maybe, and these are usually people, startups out of India, and they're looking to raise money. They beg people to look at their pitch decks, and then they beg people because they need financing. They obsess over what they need, number one. Number two, they obsess over what they can get from it. I guess it's kind of number one. They obsess over what they need. They obsess over what they can get from it, and they don't focus on the benefits to the person who's reaching out to them. And the fourth thing is that they don't really care about how many people respond to their inquiries. They just say something, and they don't really track or care about how many people respond to things. That's one extreme. The other extreme is when you do so much research into what people care about. You understand supply and demand. You understand every single word that comes out of your mouth and every single thing you put on the internet is designed to solicit a response. That's the reason why, honestly, I got into capital raising, is because I realized that once I started saying millions of dollars all the time and I started saying raise money, I had tons of people coming to me. I didn't have to seek anybody out. Tons of people came to me, tons. And the reason why these people came to me is because I said what was needed to get them to act. I said what was needed to get them to take action. And I knew that people really craved and were desperate to raise money. People were desperate. They were dying. They were desperate. And the reason why they were desperate is because they could envision millions of dollars entering their corporate bank accounts and them actually doing something worth living for, if I'm being extreme. I'm not really even being extreme. That's literally what they want. And that's literally what I'm attempted to give to them. And so the fundamental problem is, if you don't make it plainly obvious that millions of dollars are going to enter the accounts of these investors, and you're not able to generate the demand just from what you say and what you write, then you're not doing enough, quote unquote. And there are a lot of regulations that prevent this from happening, because the regulations don't want you to over exaggerate anything. Therefore, it has to be true. And it has to be irrefutable. And it has to be really papered up properly with lawyers, because especially in the administration at the time of the recording of this video, you can land yourself with some hefty fines if you over exaggerate. So you can't say something that's not true. That being said, the quickest way to get this done is make sure that you're just a master at marketing. You're a master at marketing, and you know how to generate demand on demand. Right? And capture demand. Push a boulder downhill. Don't create something that you have to push uphill. So what really is the main secret so that you can take advantage of building something that people want and having people approach you instead of you approaching them? How could you find a system and a strategy, and what is the number one thing that you can do to make sure that you're creating either a business or a capital raising opportunity that people chase you? I can only talk about what I did and what worked for me. So what I did that worked really well was just to be an expert at marketing. and be an expert at demand generation. Be an expert at saying things in person or online that can get people to elicit a response. That's the sole reason why I wanted to help people say, raising millions of dollars is just because it solicited a demand. And whenever there's desperation and there's a demand, then you can make money. Similarly, if no matter what you're doing, you're able to say something that can elicit a huge demand, you can make money. The only reason why people want to invest with you is if they see the opportunity to make millions of dollars or get millions of dollars or more. Helping people raise millions of dollars and getting tons of people come to us, and we're pushing tons of people back away that are unqualified, is just because we're able to display to them the possibility of helping them raise millions of dollars into their bank accounts. If you're an investor, if somebody's an investor and then they see a deal where they can clearly see a way to make millions of dollars right in front of them, then they'll be interested as well in getting the millions of dollars. So the reason why you're not getting the demand you want, if you're somebody who's raising money or setting up a fund or acquiring a business and you can't find the investors or lenders you want, is because you haven't demonstrated a clear, mindless way that's irrefutable in showing somebody how they can get millions of dollars. And if you haven't been able to do that, it's your fault. And you have to figure out and test out a way to show how you can, how people can believe that they can make millions of dollars by working with you. And everything else is convincing. You don't want to be in a convincing business. You want to be in a qualification business. When I say the convincing business, you don't want to be in a type of business where you're chasing people and people don't believe what you say and then you have to convince. You want to be in a business where you've already conveyed and you have people coming to you. So you have to qualify people. And when I say qualify people, make sure that people are the right fit, because you should already have the demand of people coming to you because they know that they can make millions of dollars in investing in you. But because you can't take on too many people, or there are some people that are not a fit, you want to be pushing people away. So it's just like if you chase something, if you chase money, if you chase, for example, men or women, if you chase people, if you chase the person you're hiring, if you chase something, people will say that there's something wrong here. Why are they chasing me? But if you have something worth chasing and then you qualify people, then the demand is there. If you like this video, if you feel it added value, feel free to share it because it helps the channel grow and we will help more people acquire assets like real estate and businesses with other people's money. And book a call at raises.com if you'd like to get started in raising. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.